That's true.
I can confidently say, whatever the Niners are doing, I don't like it. I can confidently say that. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad that you don't like it.
Whatever they're doing, I don't like it.
A lot of fans don't like it.
What are they doing? I don't know. But I can say with all confidence, whatever they're doing, I don't like it. Just because you have a name on a sheet of paper does not mean you have an adequate replacement.
True.
Just because there's going to be somebody listed at the right cornerback does not mean he can replace Travarius Ward.
Oh.
Just because someone's going to be listed under the position of fullback does not mean they can replace Kyle Juszczyk. Just because you got somebody listed at linebacker starting opposite Fred Warner does not mean they will replace Dre Greenlaw. You have lost the heartbeat of the defense, and you have lost the glue piece of the offense. I understand, optimistic Niners fans, what you all are suggesting. Well, Deebo Samuel, his production dropped off. Dre Greenlaw is coming off an Achilles injury. Kyle Juszczyk, he's 34, he's getting older. But what in the world do you intend on doing at cornerback? Who's going to start? What do you intend on doing at fullback? Who's going to start? I don't even want you to answer what you intend on doing at linebacker, because if you don't know that Dre Greenlaw is irreplaceable as it pertains to the heartbeat of the defense, then what do you know as a Niners fan? I do not know what they're doing. John Lynch, he said he wants to get younger. He said he wants to get cheaper. But what I wanted to hear him say, which he never said, I want to get better. You can get younger. You can get cheaper, but the objective of the game is not to be the cheapest team in the NFL. The objective of the game is not to be the youngest team in the NFL. The objective of the game is to be the best team in the NFL. And as I look at it right now, Chase, the Niners have not gotten better. I trust the Niners' ability to draft. So for that reason, I have not ripped out all of my good hair, but I do question what the Niners are doing.
You got bad hair and good hair?
I mean,
that's what I
all of it.
Okay, so first of all, you're talking a little bit like a fanboy. So are you like a fan? I know you used to work for him. Are you like a fan of the team? Because you're talking like a fan, because everything over social media is what I heard. That
I'm a fan of the way the Niners play the game of football. Yeah. Always have been. Yeah. Their brand of football is different, I believe, than just about every in the league.
All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say one number.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
277.
That's how much.
Is that wins the last 4 years, maybe?
No.
God. $277 million.
What's that?
That is how much money they save by not re-signing all these guys. $277 million. Look,
why are we excited about that?
It's called the Great Reset, and they need to get younger, faster, cheaper. And in the meantime, they'll get better. It reminds me of the Rams a little bit ago, where they said F them picks and decided to rebuild the team and have made the playoffs back-to-back years with a really good quarterback. And when you look at the guys, because I had the same reaction as you, Acho.
Rightfully so.
And I'm like, look at all these names. These names are huge names. But when you really dig into it, I will do this.
I promise you.
Because the only one that really hurt me to the core for the 49ers is Dre Greenlaw. Like, Dre Greenlaw, to me, like, that's going to be a loss. But when you look at Banks, okay, he's a very good guard.
I didn't mention Banks.
I'm going to, though. Listen, Banks is a very good guard. Is he $77 million worth of a guard for the 49ers? No. Dre, Hufanga, and Mitchell are all coming off injuries. Now, say what you might, say what you will. I just don't know what they will be. I already said Dre is the one that I wish. Okay? Ward needs a fresh start. You knew that. And there's no way they could afford him. Okay, Deebo was too expensive, in my opinion, for 12% of the snaps played. Moore, the offensive tackle, he's a backup, dog. Like, he never fully developed, but he got $30 million from the Chiefs.
Don't mind him.
Juice is 34, and he's not the same. He didn't want to take a pay cut, okay? So when you're acting like that, and when I further dive in and put my analyst hat on,
Take it off.
And not my fan.
Take your analyst hat off.
And not my fan. My analyst hat's pretty good, though. That's like one of the things. And not put my fan hat on. It makes sense. Eventually, look, this is what happens when you have a Super Bowl window that is now closed. Okay? It can open back up. You said it perfectly. At any time with Kyle Shanahan. They need a year or two to get their feet back under him. Quite honestly, I like these moves by the 49ers because it's completely doing the opposite of what they did. And what they didn't win them a Super Bowl. And so now it's time to pay the quarterback, to draft really well. And I will agree with you, though, on this. The draft this year, it'll make or break this team for the next 2 or 3 years. Because guess what? These free agents will not. They will not make or break this team, especially at... especially at $277 million.
Chase, the free agents
They're
are
getting
key.
older. They needed to cut the fat. They've moved forward. I trust in Kyle Shanahan.
So I know we just came off a Jets topic, but we talking the Niners, dog.
Yeah.
Like, the Niners is a winning franchise. The Niners know how to get to Super Bowls and NFC Championship. That's what we're talking. We not talking the Jets or some of these organizations that's rebuilding or ain't been there in so long. And we talking the Niners. Kyle Shanahan and the Niners have been to those Super Bowls and NFC Championship because roster. An extremely talented roster. You either have an elite superstar quarterback that can cover up a lot of stuff, Patty's, Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow, whoever, and then you either have a really dominant team. The Niners have neither now. And that's just keeping it a buck. The Niners have neither now. They don't have a dominant roster, and they don't have an elite quarterback to cover up the woes of the roster. What does that mean? That means rebuild. That means no playoffs. That means 8 wins. That's what that means. All these pieces, the Debos, the Greenlaws, the Wards, all these pieces are going to mean something. These dudes are just not in the draft. And not only that, even if they are in the draft, you got to develop these dudes. You're not just walking in here, getting it year one. The Niners are about winning. And right now, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are sitting up there, and they chilling like, yeah, let him go. We gonna be, let him go. We're going to be, you're not going to be all right. The Niners are going to win 8 games this year. If they don't make moves. If they don't get a Jair Alexander for a trade and a Cooper Kupp in free agency and a Bosa in free agency, they going to win 8 games because the quarterback has not shown us that he can cover that up. Kyle Shanahan ain't showed us that he can win with not a dominant roster. He hasn't. So what is the plan for the 49ers? I have no clue what they are doing. Absolutely
I don't
no
either,
clue.
though. I was going to say tank. Because, I mean, I'm just being honest here. Like, okay, so now, right? So now, let's talk about this real quick. So now you're going to pay this quarterback all this money, right? That's the plan now?
I mean, they're going to get it done, yeah.
So now he going to take a nice amount of that chicken, right? You said $277 million, right? Think that's your number?
No, they saved $277.
Okay, so he going to get some of that.
Yeah.
Some of that.
No doubt.
So then what? Because as I watch the Niners, they be really good because they draft well. When them players, once they draft, you paying them. And now when we talk about having great rosters, you can have the last pick in the draft quarterback because you have that type of talent.
That's it.
And I watched last year, they didn't look that good. Defense wasn't as good. Offense was out up and down. You get what I'm saying? And he didn't carry him. And the reason why they ain't in position now because they got too cocky. Because we got an older Trent Williams, still one of the best players in the league, but he's older. What do you want to play, 1 or 2 more years? You don't get a replacement for him, right? Even CMC. I mean, great player. Why do you have no really replacements for these guys? Wide receivers. You don't have none. So now when they get older, Greenlaw, you don't have no real replacements.
Correct.
Now you sit in a hole where they actually are gone now. How do you replace it? But I was just thinking, maybe they want to go out there and get Archie Manning. Maybe he going to be.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Arch.
They going to pay him, dog.
I can't see the Niners being like a dominant team again. Can y'all seriously though, with this roster?
Not this year. Not dominant.
I feel like
Definitely
you've got to give a little bit of credit to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch because they blew this thing up, and in my opinion, they cut the fat on most of the guys that I can at least see, like why they did it, because they never won a Super Bowl. Like they did all that stuff and they paid all these guys and they got really old. They didn't do it. Now look at what the Rams are doing inside their division. Now the quarterback's not Matthew Stafford. I get it.
At all.
I get it, right? But in today's age, right, like you are actually, wouldn't you rather them do it this year, Acho, than suffer through another 7-game year next year and be like, oh my God, Kyle Shannon's on the hot seat again. At least the expectations are known within the Bay Area that if you win 8 games, it's going to be a good year, and they give you a year to. I'm just saying, you have to do it eventually.
Here's what I would have preferred, though, Chase. Here's what I would have preferred.
Why? Because these guys are getting old.
I would have preferred, Chase, that you do it next year or the year after. Here's why. Do it when Trent is done. Do it when McCaffrey is has 2 years of injury. Because if you do it when Kittle is
we don't even know if CMC is going to be the same.
But my suggestion is Trent's still playing. And Fred is still playing at a high level, and Kittle's still playing coming off this year at a high level.
He's getting old, too.
But he's playing at a high level still.
Yes.